He's on his way up.
This way, please. The inspector asked us to call you. He said you knew her.
Where did they find her?
In the river, by London Bridge.
In the river. I guess that's the kind of place they picked out for her right from the minute she was born.
Then you do know her.
We met years ago. It seems she never got that kind word she was asking for. It was a few years after the war in Vienna. Long before the days when a highly respectable firm called Harry Lime Limited was operating in London and New York. In those days, there was just Harry Lime operating.
Morning! It's New Year's Eve morning!
New Year!
Happy New Year! Auf Wiedersehen! Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, Paul.
Ah, Mr. Lime. And a Happy New Year to you, huh?
Time for just one drink, maybe. I've been working all night.
What, on New Year's Eve? All right, come in. Yeah. The usual?
If it's with real whiskey.
For you, it's always real whiskey and real orange peel.
I wonder how you get them. Those real ingredients. In Vienna. Now.
Yes, I bet you do.
Black market? Really, Paul?
After a war, you get what you pay for. To say nothing about where the whiskey comes from. I'm quoting a certain Mr. Harry Lime.
Smart man. Deserves a drink. Happy New Year, Paul.
And a double cognac.
She's been here since midnight. 5 hours. 9 cognacs. Doubles. Amazing.
Who is she?
Someone. No one.
Sounds young.
After 9 cognacs, she must be. The last one, brother.
Always it is the last one. Whatever it is. Sooner or later.
Who did you say she was?
I didn't say. I don't know. All I know, she's been here 5 hours, spoken to no one. Just sits there staring into the fire.
I've seen her somewhere, sometime.
Give me one kind word, please. Just one.
You're very beautiful.
Yes?
And very unhappy.
That is not so kind.
We met before.
No.
You're Polish, aren't you?
No.
Zwei Biere.
You all alone in Vienna?
Why?
What you're asking for, that one kind word. It's hard to get if you're alone.
I am alone.
Cognac, please. And coffee.
Coffee's finished. I'm closing now.
And coffee? In the snow again.
Get your coat. Let's go.
All right. Leaving? Looks like it, doesn't it?
Hey! Hello! That woman, she hasn't paid.
He has, and she'll pay later.
Well, thank you for taking me home.
That's all right. Aren't you going to offer me a drink?
Reckless men who are attracted should be given only coffee to drink. And an invitation to leave right after.
At least they get coffee.
At most they get coffee. For the first visit,
And the second visit?
coffee again. But real coffee. Not ground acorns. Make yourself comfortable. But not too comfortable. I won't be long. He's here.
Was it easy?
A man came in the bar. Not one of your men. A stranger.
You haven't been followed.
Does it matter? They know where I live. You like it here?
I like it fine. But how come all this? How come you have friends like the three in Paul's bar?
They are not my friends.
How come American cigarettes U.S. Army issue?
In Vienna, you get what you pay for.
They use money now?
Who pays with money in an occupation zone?
What do you pay with?
Why?
Because whatever it is, you didn't pay me. And if stuff like this is sold in Vienna, I get paid.
There is nobody else.
There wasn't. Till now. People deal with me.
Sounds fascinating. Why don't you sit down? Tell me your name.
Lime. Harry Lime. I won't ask yours because I know it. Hannah. Took me a while to place you. Alexandria. The bar at the Metropole. Sporting club. Dinner at the Carlton. Cairo one weekend.
When?
Spring 1941. I was on leave from the desert. Hannah, all enough. Foolish.
All right, so what?
So what are you doing here? In Vienna?
I like Vienna. Just that, it suits me.
For what?
Me and myself. Listen, tonight you did me a favor. Tomorrow maybe I do you one. But this morning after coffee you go. And no more questions.
Just one.
Which is?
Why did you bring me here?
I was afraid.
Afraid of what?
I didn't want to be alone.
So you picked up a stranger in a bar. Or wasn't he a stranger? Did you know who I was all along?
I liked your face.
I won't wait for the coffee, Hannah, but thanks anyway. Whatever you gave in exchange for all this must be scarce in Vienna. Scarcer than women, coffee, cigarettes. Sometime you must tell me what it is.
Perhaps you'll find out for yourself.
I'll pick you up for dinner at 8.
Did you get him to talk?
No, I couldn't. We met before in Alexandria years ago. He recognized me.
How stupid.
No, not stupid, Proclean. Just forgetful. I didn't remember him. I should have. He is different.
Maybe he's too dangerous to be useful.
He will be here at 8.
There's no point. I must cross over to the Russian zone before 6.
It's starting to snow out there. Watch your step. I wouldn't go that way if I were you.
You're not me.
Back door's under the stairs.
How do I know which side you're on?
Me? I'm the innocent bystander.
Don't move. You wanted to see me, Colonel?
Yes. Sit down, Mr. Lime. You met a woman early today. Went home with her. Polish. Her name's Orlanov. Hannah Orlanov. Or was. She has other names. Bertarelli, Klein, Procrean. You didn't know that?
I didn't ask her how many names she had, Colonel.
How long have you known her?
As you said, I met her early today in Paul's bar.
You'd never seen her before that?
I don't remember.
What does that mean?
It means I have an excellent memory for beautiful women, Colonel. I didn't remember her.
You saw the place she lives in?
Yes.
Plenty of liquor, plenty of cigarettes, plenty of everything, right?
I didn't go up there to take an inventory, Colonel.
I'd be a little more careful with your answers, Mr. Lime. Your activities are well known to this office. In fact, your reputation stinks.
Is that all, Colonel?
Come in, Inspector. Detective Inspector Shillings on loan to us from Scotland Yard.
I almost shot you this morning.
We know all about that.
Well, maybe someone will be kind enough to tell me why I was shot at and by whom.
They weren't shooting at you.
What was that went past my head?
It was me they were after. Because I was after them.
Who were they?
The girl, among others. Here's her file. Take a look at it.
I didn't think she was up there with the angels.
She used to be connected with a man called Prokrin in Munich. Recently, Prokrin was seen in the Russian zone here in Vienna.
I don't know Prokrin.
You're in the same business, the two of you. He runs the black market in Munich, Dusseldorf. You must know him.
Must I?
Sit down, Mr. Lime, won't you?
Is this going to take very long?
Not long. I want to tell you about Mr. Prokrin. About a week ago, I went to a hospital near Graz. I saw a row of 15 dead bodies, or what was left of them. Among them were several children, under 12 years old. All of them refugees, desperate people. They'd been sent out in trucks by a head of Prokrin's smuggling gang, thinking it was the way to safety. Most of them were blown to pieces on the Russian minefields that had been set to keep rats like Prokrin out of the Russian zone. Then, over the path left by the dead refugees, in would come Prokrin's truckloads of whiskey and drugs, tires and cigarettes.
What does all that have to do with me?
You were on active service during the war, weren't you, Mr. Lime? So was I. You were twice mentioned in dispatches.
Do you have a point you're trying to make, Inspector?
I just thought we'd establish some common ground before we...
For what?
Before we request your help, Mr. Lime.
What do you want of me?
Stay close with her until you find out where Prokrin is. The moment you do, let me know. And leave the rest to us.
I'm not your man, Colonel.
I see. Our information is that you were approached by Prokrin to merge your own black market operations with his. Quite a combination. Prokrin and Harry Lime Incorporated. You name it, we've got it. Whiskey, cigarettes, and dead refugee children.
You said 8 o'clock. You're late.
I know I almost didn't come at all.
I'm glad you didn't get hurt. The shooting this morning.
Where do we go for dinner?
Let's have a drink here first. Why don't you take your coat off and sit down? Whiskey?
Real whiskey? Real champagne? Real cigarettes? With 10 of these, I could buy dinner, a dry hussar, and a watch and a bracelet. How on earth do you manage to get
I
all...
have friends.
What do they do to get all this?
They use their brains. Same as you do, Harry.
Do they have names?
Why do you want to know?
Let's say for business reasons.
Stop asking stupid questions. What are you doing?
I just want to know who might shoot me if I made love to you.
No one will shoot you.
What about your boyfriend who gave you all this?
What he doesn't know won't hurt him. And he's not the shooting kind.
Sure. He's just the kind of fellow I imagine who loves dogs and cats and refugees, especially children. Or maybe he doesn't like refugee
don't talk
children.
about it.
Why?
Stop it. Can't you
Where
hear
is
me?
he?
Stop it. He's
He
not
was here this morning, wasn't he?
Who are you talking about?
Prokrin.
You know.
Yes. Prokrin ordered you to contact me in the bar and bring me here. Why?
He had to leave Munich. He wanted to find out if you worked here in Vienna, that you recognized me. And I began to think back to the time in Alexandria. So many things have happened since then. I was ashamed.
Ashamed of what?
I remembered you. Why didn't you stay? All those years I might have been something else. Someone who didn't have to beg for a kind word.
Would that have made the difference?
I wanted it so badly. And the war, Harry, there were many men. Lonely men. Lonely for someone else, but not me. I never had that kind word. That could have changed my life.
Could it? Could it have changed your life?
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps I'm just stupid. You better go now, Harry.
Not yet.
Don't go yet, Mr. Lyme.
Why did you come back?
Because I found out something about this gentleman. He has some very interesting friends in Vienna. He's much too dangerous to be left behind.
Stay where you are, Paul. Now, Harry, go. Before I forget.
Give me that card.
Give me the gun. Telephone this number, ask for Inspector Schillings. Tell him to bring a doctor.
Where is he? Yes, that's him, all right. Nice program. The girl, where is she?
She went out.
I suppose we passed her on the stairs.
Probably.
You're a fool, do you know that? A sentimental fool.
Undoubtedly. You got him anyway.
Yes.
Well, if ever I'm in London, need a policeman, I'll call you.
If you ever are in London, and I need a crook, maybe I'll call you.
Thanks for the compliment, Inspector.
There's always a very last one.
Thanks for coming over, Harry.
How did you get here?
I don't know yet. Maybe I never will. Let's go.